Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. I'm aboard a ferry heading to Piedmont this morning, and as you can see, the sun is just coming up over there behind the Opera House. Let me move a little bit further over here to get out of the buffeting wind. And what I'll do today is I'll go through a book summary entitled A Force for Good, written by the Dalai Lama. What a glorious morning. The wind is blowing from the west. Looks like it's a southwesterly. It's very, very cold. But a wonderful time to be alive and well. So the author here, the Dalai Lama, says, the moment you think of others, your mind expands. So what does it all mean? It's all about learning how to control our emotions, and it's a very powerful lesson that comes from this text, because in order to control your emotions, you need to ask yourself one very important question. And that important question is, how well proportioned are my emotions for the current situation? The author talks about the importance of learning how to pause, and he calls it the art of pausing. And when emotions arise in us, we need to sit and think and to ask ourselves, how well proportioned are these emotions for this situation? Because sometimes the feelings that rise inside us are the greatest motivator of human behaviour. But what we don't do is we don't understand, we don't consider that these emotions, whilst they influence how we behave, the behaviours that we have can also have first, second and third level consequences that can lead us to further problems later on and bite us in the bum. So the author, the Dalai Lama, says whenever you have strong emotion about anything, the first thing we need to do is to step back and think first. Don't act out of anger is one of the key messages, so that you can make better decisions and avoid uncontrolled outbursts at all costs. It's all easy to talk about, but very hard to practice, to avoid uncontrolled outbursts at all costs. Because I know, like most of you, I myself, when I see red, when I get angry, when I get cranky, I just can't help myself. But the author here says that we shouldn't act out of anger, because no decision, no behaviour, no thing that you do when acting out of anger will ever be a good decision. So once again, this is a really powerful lesson. We need to ask ourselves over and over again, is my response and my feelings proportional to the situation that I'm currently experiencing? Because what we'll find is that more often than not, we are out of proportion in the way we behave and the way we think to the situation. We blow things out of proportion. There are so many people that I know that turn a molehill into a mountain.
This ferry is a F4.
So the next point to come out of this book from this author is about compassion. And the Dalai Lama says that compassion is an innate human trait. That is how God wired us. It is grounded in our biology. So one of the key things for all of us is to understand that we need to have a mission in life which is bigger than ourselves. Because having a mission which is bigger and bigger than yourself, according to the author, makes life more exciting, and it makes you more energized. The third point to come out of this wonderful text is that we need to put compassion into every day. We need to get through every day with a little bit more compassion for those around us. And compassion is all about being fair, transparent, and accountable. I love these 3 points. Because a lot of people talk compassion. They talk about being compassionate, but it's more important to practice it through your actions. And once again, the author talks about the importance of being fair, being transparent, and being accountable. This whole thing about being transparent is really interesting, because the author says that being transparent is easy, but being consistently transparent is very hard.
This ferry is a F4 service to Piermont.
Because being transparent when you're winning is easy. It's great to be able to show off and to show people how good you are and how successful you are. But it's when you're losing, according to the Dalai Lama, that it's really, really hard to be transparent, because most people just want to save face and to look good. So we need to memorize these 3 things, the FTA, that in order to be compassionate, we need to be fair, consistently fair, we need to be transparent, consistently transparent, and accountable. And being accountable and being responsible is very, very tricky, according to the author. But we need to try and practice it wherever we can and as often as we can. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I'm trying to keep them short and sweet. My daughter Catherine has put me on notice that I tend to chat too much on these 5am clubs, but I thought I'd do a public 5am club this morning, given that I'm on a ferry. It's a beautiful morning. We've got those 2 magnificent monuments in front of us, the Harbour Bridge with the Opera House below it, and it's just great to live in this wonderful city. There's no other place in the world where I'd rather be at this point in time than good old Sydney town. Anyway, take care, have a great day, wishing you all the best. Και τα λέμε. So Christos Anesi to everybody, wishing you all the best, and I'll come to you again later on with another 5am club where we can be the wind beneath our wings and see how we go. Take care and bye for now.